Okay, so we need to learn a little bit about isotopes when we do this lab dealing with pennies. So electrons, protons, and neutrons. We've already talked about these a little bit or learned about them in our bookwork. Electrons are a negatively charged particle that floats around the outside of the nucleus. You can see in the chart here, it says the electron is on the outside. Protons are in the nuclei, and those have a positive charge, you can see there. So we say that's a 1 negative charge, and that's a positive charge. Neutrons are almost all are in almost all of the nuclei, except most hydrogen nuclei do not have the neutron in there. They are a neutral charge, so we give it a 0. Okay. So each proton, the positive charges, are 1,836 times heavier than an electron, the negative charge. So look at that. Okay, the positive charged protons in the nuclei are huge compared to the electrons. Electrons are only 1,836th of a proton. You would need 1,836 of these to equal the weight of this. The atomic number, you can see these are the atomic numbers in this periodic table here. That represents the number of protons each atom of that element has. So lithium, that's lithium. It has 3 protons in each nuclei of the atoms. Carbon has 6 protons in each nuclei. Hydrogen has 1. Okay, so it's easy to figure out how many protons are in each atom of those elements. Okay, so what happens is sometimes what usually happens is that the protons, the number of protons in that nuclei, are the same as the number of neutrons. And then we've got the electrons on the outside. But, okay, so here we have a carbon atom. It has 6 protons and 6 neutrons. That's just the normal way it should be. But sometimes there's an extra neutron in there. So here we have carbon 12. There's 6, 12. But, oops, sorry about that. Here we have carbon 13. Look at, there's 6 positives, protons, and 7 neutrons in there. That's not equal, but it's still a carbon atom. It's just a carbon 13 atom. This one, look, there's 2 extra neutrons. And so we call it a carbon 14 because there's 6 protons and 8 neutrons all in that nuclei. They're still all considered carbon. They're just a little bit different from each other. That's what an isotope is. Isotopes are atoms that are of the same element, but they just have a different number of neutrons.